What's up, y'all? This is Exodus 1, aka M the Ghost Sky, aka Trigger Ranking. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, definitely hit the notification bell. If you like to support the channel, cash app in the description. If you like to follow me on any other platform. Everything is at the top of my YouTube. With that being said, let's get this show on the road. So I'm like that. I'm back. Hold on, y'all. My bad. Let me see. Walking out across the nighttime, city waits, sleepless eye. Hear her voice, shake my window, sweet seducing sigh. Get me out into the nighttime, for walls won't hold me tonight. If this town is just an apple, let me take it. It's human nature. Why does it do me that way? Reaching out to touch a stranger. Electric eyes are everywhere. See that girl? She knows I'm watching. She likes the way I stare. They say, why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Does it do me that way? They say, why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Does it do me that way? I like living this way. I like loving this way. what begins to be. It's enough. I'll touch your shoulder. I'll turn it up to see. They say why? Tell them that it's when they tell why does it do me that way? Say why? It's human nature. Does it do me that way? Live this way. Like loving this Hold on. All right, Nolan Wells on exposed after alleged. So let's see what's going on with the sauce. This is 8 hours old, y'all. We about to check out the sauce. This says speakers. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Nolan Wells' mother's exposed. I don't know how. We about to check it out. Y'all check out. We are reacting to Celeb Sauce 2124.
Are you a man or a woman over 40 years old? You can receive an electric bike for your comfort and Hey yo, thanks for tuning into the sauce. Your source for celebrity news. Hey yo, thanks for tuning into the sauce. Your source for celebrity news. Do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, why don't you go ahead and do that too? All right, y'all. Today, I'm going to start off with a question. Not saying that Warren, Jax, Morgan, and Trayston did anything because we don't know. But let's say they did do something. After watching their interviews, who do you think is the weakest link? Who do you think would be the first one to crack? Would it be Trayston, Morgan, Warren, or Jax? Let me know in the comments. Now, it appears that Morgan, Jax, and Warren's attorneys are not happy with Nancy Grace, and they're over there putting that almost $200,000 in gifts and go money to good use because they're over there writing letters, long letters, chastising Nancy Grace. I mean, for real, thus far, these two attorneys have written 7 letters to Nancy Grace in which they have posted online. Now, I'm not getting ready to go through all 7, but let's look at some of the more colorful letters.
Dear Nancy Grace, stop asking clown questions. You claim to care about the truth regarding Nolan Wells. I'm really beginning to wonder about that. If you want to know the truth, why do you keep asking bad faith questions that have nothing to do with the events of July 4th, 2026? As a former prosecutor, you should have known better than to ask irrelevant questions that are calculated only to anger and inflame. You opened our interview by asking me how I became involved in representation of my completely innocent friends, Warren Hudson, Jack Patalo, and Morgan Seymour. You surely knew that this question cannot and should not be answered for multiple reasons. The 3 best reasons are attorney-client privilege, safety, and relevance. You asked an incredibly stupid question and wasted everyone's time. So here are 3 good faith questions
Top G, what up? Where y'all tapping in? Where you coming in?
Divulge attorney-client privilege.
So Top G, where you coming in from? We out here in Atlanta. Yeah, we in the A-Town, man.
Communications. Did you really think I would expose the individuals involved in my retention to death threats and calls for violence by revealing their name? Given that I was nowhere near Horn Island on July 4th, 2026, or anywhere near Mississippi for that matter, can you come up with any earthly reason as to your bad faith clown question would bring us closer to the truth about what happened to Nolan? Bad Nancy. Clown question. Ask a bad faith clown question, and you are going to receive an answer about matching blue pickup trucks. Ask some good faith questions, and you'll get answers that move us all closer to the truth. You need to stop putting that onus on your guests to respond to bad conspiracy theories. Suggestion: talk about the actual facts. A good starting point would be telling your audience about the fact that there were 24 folks on board between the Triton and Tideline. Why have none of those 24 folks endorsed any of the bat crazy conspiracy theories about Nolan being aboard these boats? The outrage factory has been going full throttle for well over a month, and yet no evidence has emerged in support of this conspiracy theory. Shocker. By the way, try letting your guests actually speak instead of constantly talking over them. You might actually learn something. Holy smokes. Be better, Ed.
Oh my goodness, can somebody please tell me why this dude sounds like he's in the 9th grade and he's taking his first business class and the teacher just walked in and said, okay class, today we're going to learn how to write formal letters. But apparently the first letter wasn't good. Ed sat there and he was like, wait a minute, there wasn't enough oomph in that letter. I need to write Nancy another one.
Dear Nancy Grace, letter number 3. I've been to Horn Island, Mississippi, you know, the actual location. Have you? The tragic death of Nolan Wells did not occur on a deserted island in the South Pacific. It occurred on a heavily trafficked and well-known island not far from the Mississippi mainland. On July 4th, 2026, beneath a bright sun, there were thousands of people packed into a relatively small area on the western portion of this barrier island located near Biloxi. Moreover, the west end of Horn Island is extremely narrow, mostly flat, and essentially devoid of trees or other visual obstructions. If your goal was to commit a heinous crime and get away with it, Horn Island during daylight hours on July 4th, 2026 would have been quite possibly your worst choice of location. Plenty of witnesses, lots of light, and no cover. Our completely innocent friends, Warren Hudson, Jack Spatalo, and Morgan Seymour, departed Horn Island long before nightfall in front of many witnesses, and under that same very bright sun that was shining all day long on July 4th, 2026. The castaway hoax is drifting off into oblivion faster than Wilson the volleyball. Visit the island. Ed and Tyler.
In his series of letters, this man wrote 7 letters to Nancy Grace. And I know darn well that when Tyler saw those letters, he was like, God dog it, why did you say my name to that? Anyhow, after Ed wrote the letters to Nancy Grace, he needs some validation. So your next letter should go like this. Take notes. Dear Warren, how come your story changes every time you tell it? Anyhow, a handful of text messages between Nolan Wells' mother and Warren were released on the internet the other day, and now a lot of people are like, see, Nolan's mother just got exposed.
Major update in the Nolan Wells case. I have the alleged text between Christine Wells and Warren Hudson. The gray is Christine, and the blue is Warren.
Alleged. I don't know if this is allegedly a woman or allegedly a man, but they look funny, bro. I ain't lying, bro. Them motherfuckers look a little off.
Warren, where's his car at Jax's house? Where is that? Can you send me the address where you guys launched? Yes, ma'am. What time was the last time you guys saw him? 3 p.m. And then he puts the address. He posts the boat room. Then she says, what was he wearing? Warren states black shorts and sunglasses.
Okay, so stop right there. To everybody who's like, oh my goodness, Warren was just trying to be helpful. Was he really? 1, they didn't last see him at 3 o'clock. They last saw him at 4:30. 2, they didn't leave from the boat ramp. They left from behind Jax's house. So now, if this mother goes out looking for her son, she's going to run down to the boat ramp instead of looking for clues where her son was actually at.
Christine says, can you call Neva at DMR? Christine stated, thank you so much. We had to file a missing person report. So one more time, tell me exactly where you saw him last. I'm so sorry. I'm having you to repeat this. He states 3 p.m. west tip north side of Horn Island. She says, where did you guys launch from? He gives the address and says, we launched the boats yesterday evening.
Just made value even better. Buffalo Ranch, now part of the $7.99 meat and 3.
Eric Trey, Tag Mobile. Send you the box, send you the flyer, send you the phone. I got a free Apple iPhone.
And left from here this morning.
Okay, so now Warren is over there using semantics because when Christine Wells asked him where they launched from. What she meant was, where did you guys leave from to go to Horn Island? She doesn't care where you technically were at last night when you launched the boat to get on the trailer to get to the. That's not what she's asking, and you know that's not what she's asking.
But see, this is the thing. Your boy Nolan, not Nolan. Your boy Warren. He I don't know if he'd be nervous or just, I guess the truth is coming out in these interviews, but it don't look good for Warren, because that shit he talking about, bro. Plenty circle. Yeah, this whole shit is fucked up with them.
Leave from, because she knows that they left from Jack's house, so she wants Jack's address. But instead of just telling her Jack's address, he gives her the runaround for a minute before she asks him again, and he finally gives her the address.
Does Nolan went out on a 22 trike offshore. I was on a 24 Tyler on the way out. We were on separate boats. I went back on the trike and DMR, and the sheriff's office has all the information also. Christine then texts and says, "Hey Warren, can you collect all of Nolan's items left at Jack's house?" Texts and says, "Hey Warren, can you collect all of Nolan's items left at Jack's house?"
All right, so when people saw Nolan's mother asking Warren to pick up some of Nolan's things from
I want to let you know that my family, I've been praying for you and your family. Nolan was one of the best friends since we were in 8th grade together.
So she did know why.
I've ever met.
She said the only one she didn't know was Tristan, but I guess she does know them.
Wish I could be there today.
And I'm sure they played football and all this other stuff.
Thank you for being the best parents that Nolan could have.
Okay, so after releasing these texts, a whole lot of people see Warren didn't do anything because he was trying to be helpful to the mother. What does being helpful have to do with anything? Because if you remember, Scott Peterson helped the police search for his wife, knowing that he murdered his wife. So being helpful is not indicative of innocence. And now you got a whole bunch of people.
At the reality that the family had not turned over the Nolan's phone to investigate.
This clown ass nigga. This nigga is a clown right here, right?
That means into this, accusations of a crime will never be investigated because they will not turn it over to law. How are you going to present this to a grand jury and you claim that there's evidence of impropriety, criminal activity, tampering with evidence, deleting things from a phone is a crime? And the family is saying, and the family attorney is saying there's a crime that's committed, but they're unwilling to send the information to investigate.
Well, although some people like Brandon Tatum believe that racism no longer exists in America, and the police would never do black people dirty because they took an oath. So there's no prejudice in the police department. What Brandon Tatum doesn't understand is that in real America, not the one in his head, but in the real America, the reason why Nolan's mother refuses to hand over his phone without there being a joint investigation where her people are also there to oversee the process is because sometimes in this America, not the one in his head, but in the real America, the police do things like this.
At home raising 2 boys while my husband works 2 jobs and night shifts to pay our bills.
Damn, y'all doing all that just to pay bills, my nigga.
Video shows an IMPD sergeant holding 18-year-old Dalen Brewer at gunpoint after approaching his car at Riverside Park this past April. It started when Brewer drove into the park to join a large party that police were trying to put an end to. The sergeant went after him and walked up to his car.
They make no movements. They follow all directions. The officer then opens Mr. Brewer's driver's side door and asks him to exit.
Brewer's attorney, Terrence Kennard, said his client, who was legally carrying a gun, went to unbuckle his seatbelt, and that's when the sergeant pulled her gun on him. Backup officers eventually showed up, and Brewer was taken into custody. But Kennard says the issues really began when the sergeant filed her report.
She says in a report she files as she's arresting Mr. Brewer that he commits intimidation, that he pointed a firearm at her, and she subsequently also charged him with attempted murder.
That means she lied. God damn. She lied bad, my nigga. Because I looked at this shit, and this is my first time seeing this, bro. that's a fail, bro. You're gonna lose your job and they're gonna sue your ass.
Was booked at San Marion County Jail for 4 days. He was released after the prosecutor's office declined to file charges, saying in a court filing the body camera footage does not support the allegations.
To say it scared him would be an understatement. I think it put him in a state of horror and disbelief that most of us could not fathom. Because imagine one moment you're at the park enjoying the day with your friend, and within an hour you're now looking at the rest of your life in prison because someone made up a statement about you. Not just someone, a law enforcement.
Kennard filed a lawsuit on Brewer's behalf, accusing the sergeant of violating his 4th and 14th Amendment rights. He says his client hopes this suit will bring awareness and send a message to the department.
They have to do a better job of making sure that when individuals are charged with policing our community, they do so fairly and honestly.
Had that camera not been there, based on the police officer's word, this young man may have spent the rest of his life in jail for attempted murder.
For a lie, for some shit that he did do. Come on, man.
Which is why
Christina
Monson Wells and her husband and Benjamin Trump are absolutely right not to hand over Nolan Wells' phone to the police without proper oversight.
Because the phone is like, bro, the phone gonna be the thing that's gonna. And then they said, old girl the other night, she gonna send something. She gonna send some shit 11 o'clock at night, bro. 11 something at night, sending them. Bro, you can't make that.
These reports, a whole lot of misinformation all throughout these reports. So, if the police couldn't even write the name of the down right, then how do we know or have confidence that anything else that they put down in their investigative report is accurate?
Major event in Nolan Wells' case. It's in the report. If you read right here, official sworn police report, they have to have some type of proof to have all this information. Tell me why it's labeled as a Todd Craft INC. You know the boat that Bart was driving? When in fact it's not a Todd Craft. Type in the VIN number. It is
a bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
He's right, you know.
a Todd line. Came out with that was allegedly obtained by witnesses. Now the issue is this: vote number 2 states that it's a Frontier Bay, right? I say right here, Frontier Bay. Vote number 2 is no longer in its original position, consistent with the flight video still. It states right here, vote number 2 Frontier. A junior vessel. Thailand boats is a high-performance custom-built offshore and hybrid fishing catamarans designed for serious inshore and deep-sea fishing, which is what the boat is. It's not a Thai craft boat, which it's labeled as.
So these weeks only thought it was a Frontier Bay, correct?
So tell me this. This is report made up by witnesses. This is not. This is the official sworn police report. So why the fuck? Boat, historically known as a vintage manufacturer of fiberglass and aluminum bass boats, usually smaller utility, luxury tender, and sport watercraft. The reason why about what he was wearing said he was fully clothed. The NDMR report is lying. The police report is lying.
The irony is that he's saying there's no foul play, and the foul play is actually more on the authorities than it even is on the board. The foul play is how y'all have investigated this, or how y'all have not investigated it. That's the foul play, starting with the anonymous park ranger on day 1. The foul play is Mississippi's government. It ain't even the boys at this point. It's just the authorities that have been done nothing but foul play. Starting with the judge stepping out of line with her stupid ass statement, claiming she was not there and then stating fast as it.
She said the stupid ass judge. Man.
He's right, you know.
Damn, not stupid ass judge.
She was there, okay? It's been nothing but foul play, mostly from the authorities.
For example, even how authorities investigated the 2 boats, Bart's and Wyatt's, is extremely different. For instance, Wyatt was driving his grandfather, Jerry Atkinson's boat on Horn Island that day. And when they put down involved entities, they wrote down the grandfather's name instead of putting Wyatt's. And we naturally assumed that the reason why he did that is because the grandfather, Jerry Atkinson, is actually the registered owner of the boat. Thus, we also thought that the reason why they wrote down Bart's name is because he was the registered owner of the tide line. Registered owner of the tide line. So why do we have the registered owner of one boat and the driver of another? My guess is that the police were doing everything within their power to keep Wyatt's name off of the paperwork. And in addition to finding out that Bart's father actually owns the tide line, it turns out that Bart is actually the registered owner of a whole different boat, a 1988 Boston Whaler. All right, so after watching everything that's been going on, a man named Anthony Allen jumped into Warren Jacks and Morgan's attorney's comment section, and he wrote, "Your clients don't give a F. Expect me to show up at his office with a self-addressed envelope and a certified mail return so y'all can sue me. Hurry up, now. Yous can't leave. Effing Brooklyn wannabe mobster. See you in court, a-hole."
Eddie. You know, I texted a comment, but that's just never been good for me because I like to show my face. To let you know that I'm not afraid of you. And I look forward to facing off against you in court. My name, by the way, is Anthony Allen. That is my legal name. I will be dropping off a letter, a manila envelope, self-addressed with my address on it, and a certified return from the post office so that you can go ahead and send me a copy of the lawsuit you're going to file against me. I am going on record right now as accepting jurisdiction in Jackson County Circuit Court. I live right next door in Harrison County. I'm not going to put my address on here, but I will put it on the envelope. I'm dropping it off at your office, and I'm dropping one off at Russ Latino's office. Now you see my face. Get ready to see a whole lot of my face in court. I expect our trial to take. I will. Please sue me. I'm begging for it. Get ready for my 8-figure countersuit against you personally. I'll let him get off with a 7.
That's funny.
Your clients will get a 7-figure countersuit too. That means that I will personally sue you, personally sue Tyler, and individually personally sue each of your clients. Let's go to war, buddy. Let's go to war. See?
Listen, as you can see, Anthony's not playing. He's like,
Whoever in the chat.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
"Sue me, Ed. Sue me, Tyler. I want you to sue me." Anyhow, the other day, a Jackson County resident and MRC founding organizer, Leah Campbell, went to the DA's office and asked them, what can we look forward to with regard to more transparency in this case? And a representative for the DA said that our plan going forward is that we're not going to tell y'all nothing.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm Leah. I'm a resident, also an organizer with an organization called Mississippi Rising Children. We're a human rights and social justice organization based here on the coast.
Okay.
We have been part of demonstrations the past few weeks at the front of the courthouse, calling for truth and transparency from this office in the Nolan Wells investigation.
Okay.
The last
So that police looking at her like you're a troublemaker. You brought trouble to the police station, baby.
demonstration we had last week, because we're not getting transparency from this office. Some of the folks who came to the demonstration wanted to send messages to the DA. So we did that. We're bringing them here to you today. You'll please give that to DA McElrath and Sheriff Ledbetter.
Okay.
Also, we have grave concerns about the lack of transparency and communication from this office with the public.
protect the integrity of the investigation, but also, we feel
That's the. He basically told her, "I'm not telling you nothing." We had an actual detective speaking on this. No information has been released. That right there says volumes, because if you gonna fuck around and catch your ass in a
Every drive depends upon one thing. Brakes you can trust. That's why drivers count on Pep Boys. Our certified technician.
you're allowed to say.
I'm just telling you the rest of that investigation. That's what I'm able to tell you, that no information is being released.
no information is being released. So this is the detective over the actual case.
I don't know anything about like the criminal process.
Yeah.
And that's not just that case. That's any case that I won't be able to answer your questions pertaining to a particular investigation.
Sure, it's the blanket practice of this office not to communicate with the public about any case, period.
Yeah, I'm not going to release any information pertaining to a case that's
From this office.
I'm not in charge of making that decision. I'm just answering questions you got for.
So you said you would answer questions about the process. Who is in charge of making that?
If you when I say answer questions about the process, you have any questions about the criminal process, I think it's word when between the criminal process, someone's arrested and this and that. I can answer those questions, but I won't answer anything related to a particular investigation.
Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, there are just too many people playing games with this case. From what happened to this young man who lost his life too soon. So instead of Ed jumping online talking about Nancy Grace, if you would have asked us real questions, we would have gave you real answers.
Wow.
No. How about you just give us real answers? Listen, let me know what you think about everything that we discussed in today's video, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. And if you should feel so inclined to do so, hit that hype button too. Hey yo, thanks for tuning into The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.
Wow. So I gotta do this one, y'all. This one about my people out there in West Coast. So we're about to react to a Ted Smooth video right quick. Give me 1 second. Get it started up right quick. You chicks.
I like chicks who. Chicks Movie is somebody I really enjoy listening to on YouTube because Chick just got an intellectual curiosity about things.
Man, it's officially over, you guys. The beef between the Game and Kendrick Lamar has officially been squashed. Well, according to people on the West Coast. Now, yesterday, the Game dropped a record called No Breaks. That record features Drake. Well, kind of features Drake. Drake did not have a verse on there. He says 2 words on the record. But because the Game is a troll, because the Game understands marketing, the man knows exactly how to drum up attention. He knows if I put Drake on this record, people are going to go crazy. People are going to start talking about it. That way, I can easily drop my album, which is exactly what he did. The Game later on announced he was dropping his album, Documentary 3, the same night. Now, this album, Documentary 3, has 24 records on it with a lot of features. Features from artists that you guys might recognize. People like Lefty Gunplay, AZ Chai, Party Next Door, Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne. I'm still going through the album myself, but so far, I'm liking what I'm hearing. Now, the Game did address the elephant in the room. He addressed his relationship with Kendrick. On the record called LA Monster, Game says, I ain't got no problem with the boogeyman, and he ain't got no problem with me. I might drive the roads today. The GNX scared the hoes away. Now, he also addressed He said like Dr. Dre on the beat, yeah, I'm back with that sound. To say I'm beefing with Kendrick, how the fuck do that sound? Now, Game also took to social media last night to address a fan that said he was dissing Kendrick on a song.
You gotta stop it. You gotta stop it, man. You gotta stop it, bro. I don't understand. You gotta stop it. Bro, this is your second, third, fourth, fifth, 18th time dissing a nigga, bro. Stop doing that shit. As an L,
I ain't heard the song, but from the lyrics, I just heard it. Like,
and
it don't say I ain't heard this.
for all of us, and yet you just one of our own. It doesn't make any sense, bro. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. I understand that you feeling some type of way because Kendrick ain't returning your phone calls and stuff like that. But now at this point, you looking like a scorned girlfriend, man. Like, what are we doing? You gotta stop. What was your last hit? What was your last hit? Can someone name in the comment section when was their last hit? Because the last one that I'm thinking about right now was the 100 with Drake, and obviously he got the stimulus package from Drake, and then the other one was with 50 Cent. And you niggas are still not cool. I don't understand it, man.
Game wrote in the comments saying, "In this, nobody on that song. Lot for nothing ass nigga." So as you guys can see, Game is going out of his way to make it clear to everybody on multiple occasions that he has no issues or beef with Kendrick. Now it doesn't stop there. Last night I told you guys, Hitter J3 also said Game is not going to diss Kendrick, regardless of what you hear. A couple hours later, Hitter J3 came back and he doubled down. He said, just because Drake is on the song, it's automatically a diss? Y'all kill me with the theories. Then he goes on to reveal something very interesting. He says, I got a song with the Game coming to stir up all this fake beef. Kendrick is not just a rapper. That's like Game dissing another Compton legend. Not happening. He went on to show proof of the record he has with the Game. It's called Top Rank. Then he finally goes on to say, Game just know how to make a bar go over your heads to where y'all question was it a sneak diss when it's not. He's great at that. Now, it does not stop there, you guys. WAP 100 told DJ Academics last night that not only does the Game and Kendrick not have beef, but apparently they're going to be in the studio together in 3 days. Here's what WAC said.
The narrative is Game
Oh,
he said he chose pick a side.
y'all know how this shit might go. This shit might go left.
Choose homicide. I said, bro, Game don't do no need different when he's I'm not gonna be actually
maybe the beef squashed after. Maybe the fans are dumb for. Maybe Game doing a record with Drake meant nothing to Kendrick. Maybe it's us fans that are crazy, not them. Listen, man, I don't know what or who to believe anymore, but if everybody on that side is telling us there's no beef, everything is squashed, Kendrick's man's got a record coming out with the Game, he's campaigning on Twitter saying there's no beef, there's no sneak disses, then fuck it. I'll believe it. You guys get in the comments below. You guys think everything is squashed? Do you guys believe WAC saying Game and Kendrick are going to be in the studio in 3 days? Or does something not feel right about this entire thing? Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you.
I promise you that. Oh yeah. Okay, so we don't I'm down here in Atlanta and this is like basically news to me. QCP tag, I don't know, but we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to see what's going on. We about to check out Poetic Flacco, y'all.
I got a call earlier this morning that QCP had a massive heart attack. At the age of 45 years old, and he was found unresponsive. Now, there's varying reports currently going.
I don't know, y'all. We having some technical difficulties.
Going on. Some outlets are reporting that he had passed away. TMZ is reporting that he's currently in ICU and fighting for his life. TMZ reported that as of now, QCP is still alive and currently.
Hey, y'all pray for P, man. Damn. And then I was just like, yeah, I had some shit going on with them folks. Like, well, my people, but I was already gonna be in the door. So.
Even medical care. The label says that everyone keep P and his family in their thoughts and prayers and respectfully give them the privacy and space they need during this time. QC adds, we deeply appreciate everyone's concern, support, prayers, and love and energy right now. Now, Pierre Thomas is his full name. He helped build a career of many stars. As you guys know, we don't even name it. Migos, City Girls, among others, is currently hospitalized after suffering a heart attack. TMZ had learned he's currently, at the Las Vegas hospital, currently in the ICU. WAC 100, who's one of QCP's best friends, he took to social media, alert everybody and let everybody know the current status of QCP.
Man, pray for QCP, man. I hope everything's still straight with him, cause we was about to turn up.
Amid the rumors that QCP had passed away.
See, it's always been our policy, but the choir's new.
You have honors.
Routine and we went big.
Passed away.
We got a lot of rumors out there. I guess it got out. QCP had a situation. I'm seeing the blogs running with the extreme that he's no longer with us. Totally untrue. He's still alive. He's fighting. So all that QCP is. Let's kill that narrative, man.
P reached out to one of my peoples. And we're about to go up, but I don't know what's going to happen.
Greater loss than QCP. So right now he's fighting for his life. We need to be praying. While P is currently going through this, I want to take the opportunity, before we even discuss QCP's contributions to hip hop, what he has accomplished so far in his life, I want to discuss QCP the person. See, me and P had a run-in at some point about 2 years ago. See, I did a podcast, got to speaking on rumors that were circulating about P, that for the most part, I didn't really know too much about. And it got back to P through a mutual. And the mutual put me and P on the phone. Now, the mutual was upset and hot and mad. So I'm thinking P about to match that energy. Because P is worth $100+ million. P could have made my life a living hell if he wanted to, especially the way I was speaking about him online. And the way, like the mutual, that same temperament, no, his temperament. Break down, you shouldn't be speaking about this and this and this if you don't know me. And he educated me on what the situation was. And he broke things down. And P never yelled at all. Not once during that conversation. He even raised his voice not once. He says, man, I'm not worried about this, man. Like, I'm not. Right? But he just wanted to educate. The person who puts on the phone was more upset than P, and that's what I need to do. And that brings me back to another incident where we seen P's temperament on full display. You remember when P sold QC for like $300 million and Black people all across the world began to give him backlash and tear him down and call him all type of names? If you remember his statement in the middle of the heat and the backlash, you see exactly who he was or who he is because he's not dead. He's currently fighting for his life. But you see exactly who P is in that moment. See, in that moment, anyone else would have taken that moment to lash out and tell people to mind their business. But instead, he pushed for positivity and for us to rally around positivity instead of tearing each other down. And he chose to uplift Black creators.
The looks as though South Korean music company HYBE America has just purchased the Atlanta-based Quality Control music label, which is the home to artists like the Migos, Little Baby, City Girls, and Lil Yachty. According to Billboard, the deal was reportedly worth $300 million. However, outlets like Variety have reported up to $320 million. Regulatory findings via Billboard.
But I bet it still got like what's going on in the circle. But
because of this, Thomas was compelled to post on Instagram with the caption explaining his thoughts on the matter of being labeled a sellout. I don't usually post long notes, but I recorded some thoughts tonight. There's no value in separation. There's so much more value when people are working together and not hating and taking each other down, especially when you come from nothing. Stop thinking people are selling out. Instead, see people are selling in and see that you are building something to create more for everybody. Black entrepreneurs are not getting these opportunities on a regular basis, and they should be. Let's stay inspired and celebrate the blessings and leveling up and breaking up barriers. Ready for the next chapter.
Rally's $5 meal deal is a mind blower. Try the new loaded tender wrap and ranch.
In see exactly who P is. A lot of other people, and we've seen it as of recently, if they're in the middle of drama, if they're in the middle of backlash, they lash out. They go off on black people. They denounce their blackness. P didn't do that. No, he rallied around his people. He understood it. He stood in the fire. He took it. That's who P is. A solid, good dude. Now, I want you guys to hear from P's mouth exactly how he built his empire, so you can see how inspirational this is. This is a man who was in the streets, but at some point realized the wrongs he was doing was not worth it and wanted to get out the streets. And that led to him putting his money, his resources, and his vision into music, and it ultimately paid off. That I built.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The quality control is yours. Like,
It's
how did
us.
that come together? I mean, that was your vision, right? P at first?
Yeah, I already had a label, and then Coach, I had sort of gave it up a little bit, but I had the studio, and I called Coach for some advice because, I was just watching how Coach moved, and everybody knew Coach in Atlanta from, the Pastor Troy and Young G's and Gucci. And Gucci, he's that's like my brother.
That's your father.
So, you know what I'm saying? I sort of seen I sort of got firsthand on how Coach operated, how he moved, you know what I'm saying? And the studio, but I just need some help. Made some rookie mistakes, trying to, with my partner that I had before, and some of the artists we were trying to develop, and, in this game, ain't nobody gonna really give you the information that you need. So if you out there making mistakes and blowing money and stuff, everybody's just trying to get money, ain't nobody trying to, guide you into the right direction. So I felt like Coach was a solid dude. So I reached out to him, and he, it was just simple. Which was the Migos.
Yeah.
Reach out to Gucci, because Gucci was going through his situation.
Right.
I used to talk every day from jail and holler at Gucci. Everything was good. And then I'll never forget, Coach was like, he's like, bro, you signed and I'm a manager, but I remember this was back in 2013, he was like, I'm gonna do this, but a manager can get cut out. And I guess that comes from some of his past experience. He was like, man, don't worry about it, we'll bust it down or however you want to do it. And we just been rocking ever since.
Even the name control was kind of like a definitive statement. Like, how did that come about? Just the name.
I'm gonna tell you the real story behind that. It was real. It's the first label was Dirty Dog.
Right.
It was sort of like a street. Me and my partner Dirty, it was sort of like a street bad name and stuff on it. So not a bad name, but it was just like street. You feel what I'm saying? But it was too street. And Coach was like, you need to change it up. You feel what I'm saying? He like, you need to make it clean. So he like, what means a lot to you? And I was telling him, I had my best friend, he got killed in 2009. And it was a real situation where both of us was in a situation where both of us got shot. And I lived and I survived. I said, that means a lot to me. It's like my best friend. I cherish him. He like my guardian angel. And he was like, I'm gonna come up with something.
We praying for QCP. Hope Big Dog pull through, man.
Damn.
Hip hop don't.
Hey, y'all pray, man. That P, goddamn, QCP that he, he made some man. He a big part of Atlanta right now. He the guy, bro, out here. He got his shit after he got his shit after the old Atlanta guy. He damn near new Atlanta. Hey, so we about to do. I don't know. It seems like time going by slow, y'all. Like for real, this shit going by super slow. Like I don't know if y'all feel it. The shit.
Up to $200. Plus, you'll pay no overdraft fees and no monthly fees.
I got something to say. We are not only ugly on the outside, but ugly on the inside.
Dwayne Keefe Davis, and accused of
Ugly,
most
nigga,
infamous
you
murders
ugly.
in recent history, spoke out.
Boy, you ugly out here, boy. Funny looking ass, boy.
Court hearing Tuesday, accusing the government of tampering with evidence in the Tupac Shakur case. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law.
See, government didn't see. So look, the government didn't tamper with nothing. It's the evidence is the evidence. They found all the evidence, but they didn't even want to come out with that. I figured it out. Y'all gotta look at the murder rap. That'll tell you everything. All these people is in this movie.
It's been a while since we've talked about Dwayne Keefe Davis, the notorious reported gang leader accused of ordering a hit on 90s rap superstar Tupac Shakur, who was gunned down in Las Vegas back in 1996. The 61-year-old was back in court this week to argue that he should be out of jail on bail, on house arrest instead, as he awaits trial. Now, even though he is facing a charge of murder with the use of a deadly weapon and he has pleaded not guilty, he allegedly admitted his involvement in the killing in interviews and has claimed he was one of 4 people in a white Cadillac that pulled up to a BMW that Shakur was in when the gunshots rang out in Las Vegas. Now, Davis allegedly claimed that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, who's now deceased, was the one who actually shot the rapper, although there is reporting that Davis was the one who maybe provided the gun. Again, these are allegations at this point. But what we do know is that Davis has become the only person ever charged in the shooting of Tupac Shakur. Staying held from Clark County since his arrest last September. And now we've learned that prosecutors seem to have new evidence that they say proves Davis was in Las Vegas on the night of. They say a hotel room was booked under Davis's wife's name. The state also says a witness, Corey Edwards, provided a statement to police in 2006 that he saw Davis with his own eyes out in Las Vegas that night. This was after the Mike Tyson fight. In a legal response, a footnote reads, quote, unlike many other witnesses who have provided corroboration of defendant's guilt, Mr. Edwards is still alive. Now, Davis's attorney has previously said that just because Davis says he's in Las Vegas doesn't mean he really was. But one of the last times the issue of bail came up was back in June, when Davis explained that he could put up a $750,000 bond. Here's the problem with that. It seems he has pushed for someone in particular, someone in the hip-hop community, to put up $112,000 of the bond. Reportedly, this is from entertainment manager Cash Whack 100 Jones. And the judge in this case, District Court Judge Carly Kearney, had reservations about whether the source of this money was actually legitimate. You see, there have also been accusations that Jones agreed to put up the money in exchange for the project. And one of the things that complicates that is apparently under Nevada law, convicted criminals are prohibited from profiting off of their crimes. We've seen this before, these kind of son of Sam
Tupac. There was no evidence at that source hearing that Mr. Davis was paid any proceeds for the murder of Tupac. He has been paid in the past through a book, through social media accounts, etc. The only evidence that we had at the source hearing was a prospective payment. And Mr. Jones was very adamant that there was no contract between those two yet. And so it was prospective in regards to his life story. The state made comments in regards to, well, the only thing that people would be interested in regards to his life story is basically that's simply not true. And his story is Compton. Basically, he had a drug trade that extended from here to New York to Little Rock, Arkansas. He was doing 350 kilos at a time with the Mexican cartel. There's many aspects of his life that are relevant and interesting to the community other than the death of Tupac.
Very focused on sufficiency of the documents and proof. Ultimately, this was not obtained through illegal sources. It was because the documents gave me so many questions about where those wire transfers came from, where those counter $50,000 typical, what we're seeing. Additionally, we go into his drug history, things like that. So we're really looking at, is this a bond was posted through legitimate sources? Right. So that's why I was looking more into the bank records. That's really the first part that we're talking about my room. And I have concerns ultimately about the profiting off of that. I think by
B200,
which case law?
refer to 41B200.
Sure.
Legislative statute says it has to be convicted.
So look, yeah, we're gonna read.
Car accident using nothing but this app on my phone. I don't know if you can see this clearly, but it's called the Free Case Evil Smart Quiz. And
big developments in the case of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, the man accused of orchestrating the murder of rap icon Tupac Shakur back in the 1990s. All these years later, the former gang leader is thrown out, and he is implicating another music legend who's making headlines, Sean Diddy Combs. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. Most infamous killings in history. Tupac Shakur, the 90s superstar, was gunned down while riding in a car fight for the MGM Grand. And over the years, there have been multiple investigations into Tupac Shakur's murder, but there has been one man who has seemed to implicate himself in the assassination again and again and again. Dwayne Davis, also known as Keefe D. By the way, spelled sometimes with two F's, sometimes with two E's, and sometimes with a Y. It's a little bit confusing, but Keefe D. Now, Davis was reportedly the leader of a sect of the Crips street gang in Compton, California that dealt in drug sales and trafficking. Davis eventually did time in prison on drug charges in the late 90s, but since getting out, he has been more open about his apparent involvement in Shakur's death. Davis released his own tell-all book. It's called Compton Street Legend, Notorious Keefe D's street-level accounts of Tupac and Biggie murders, death row origins, Suge Knight, Puffy. Great interviews on what happened of his entourage apparently attended the Mike Tyson boxing fight. But afterward, in the casino, Shakur had attacked Davis's nephew, Orlando Anderson. The fight had apparently been sparked by previous beef over an alleged stolen neck chain. So the men eventually separated, the two groups went on their way. But Anderson, Davis, and others that were with them were reportedly still pretty. Later that night, allegedly, now in an interview with the Art of Dialogue channel, Davis said he was in the front passenger seat that night with DeAndre Big Dre Smith and Anderson in the back seat of the rented Cadillac. And what happens next? Who fired the shots?
Drake. He was the one that was supposed to shoot, Tupac and Suge, but he got scared, right?
No, he didn't really get scared. You know, he wasn't ready for that. They was young. Yeah.
But once again, I mean, y'all are Crips, right? So he should be used to that, right? Great. So why
He wasn't ready for that. Everybody got a role, man. Everybody ain't killer. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna kill. Everybody ain't with that.
No. Okay, so but he was the one that was supposed to shoot up Tupac and Suge, but for some reason he wasn't ready for it, so he gave the gun to Orlando.
Something like that, yeah.
And Orlando is the shooter, he's the known shooter. Everybody knows Orlando is the shooter. So he got cold feet, and then he gave him Orlando shot Tupac and Suge.
Yeah, he did his thing, yeah.
Now, let's be clear about something. Anderson has always denied that he was the killer. In fact, he died just a few years after Shakur, another shooting. The other men in the Cadillac, DeAndre Smith.
Yeah, they died like 2000, 2001, something like that, in a shootout.
But Davis
Orlando Anderson, Baby Lane.
told a lot of this information to Los Angeles and Las Vegas investigators as well. This is after he apparently became a confidential informant for a task force that was looking into the murder of Christopher Wallace, also known as Biggie Smalls, the notorious B.I.G. By the way, we're about to talk about Diddy. We did a whole separate sidebar episode on how Sean Combs' former bodyguard came out recently, spoke on a documentary, and saying that Sean Combs could have been involved in the murder of Christopher Wallace. Encourage everybody to check out if you're interested.
Damn.
But then going back to Tupac, we go to September of 2023. So this is 27 years after Shakur's death. And Davis was arrested near his home. First-degree murder. Part of his argument, he is pointing the finger, seemingly, at Sean Diddy Combs as the one who really is responsible for Shakur's death. Yeah, this is one of those stories that we've been constantly trying to keep an eye out for, bringing updates as they develop. And for that, I gotta call out our amazing sponsor, Morgan & Morgan, because their support helps us to keep on doing this. But here's the deal. If you're in, you know why they have over 1,000 attorneys? Because they win a lot the past few months. Morgan & Morgan secured $29 million, $6 million for a car crash victim in Georgia after
all that money is yours. They ain't even like winning the lottery. Let's say you won $5 million in the lottery. They're going to take taxes off of that. So you might end up with maybe 4, some shit like that type shit.
Start a claim and fight for what you deserve. Morgan & Morgan, they make it so simple because you can start a claim from your phone and just you can easily start a claim at forthepeople.com/LC-sidebar. Davis and the United States government waited too long to file the murder case, 27 years. They claim that this was done maliciously. They had filed the charges sooner. This is Davis's other argument. He's immune from prosecution thanks to an agreement he had with investigators when he was hauled in to talk about Tupac Shakur's shooting. And listen, remember, Bill Cosby, we all remember what happened to him. His conviction for drugging and raping a woman was vacated because his due process rights were violated since a former DA had in fact made an oral promise to Cosby that he wouldn't be prosecuted. And remember, Cosby relied on that promise. Confrontation with Knight and Shakur in interviews of the death of Chronicles in 2017. Defendant recounted his involvement in Shakur's murder in his book published in 2019. And defendant has gleefully claimed responsibility for the murder of Shakur in numerous YouTube interviews from 2019 up until his arrest. And the prosecution then addressed the issue of immunity from prosecution, right? Well, maybe he's admitting everything because, he thinks he's immune. They have a response to that. Quote, defendant asserts that he's received, however, such a grant in 1998 and has somehow created immunity for the crime. As the court is aware, the legal community utilizes proffer to describe a contractual relationship between an interviewee and a prosecuting authority. Terms by the interviewee not be used against that person. The state does not seek to utilize the 1998 proffer section against the defendant and has no idea what the terms of such an agreement were between him and the federal government. A single date and time. It allows for the statements to be utilized on cross-examination of defendant if he ever testifies differently. Finally, the agreement is limited by its express terms. Nothing in that agreement suggests the defendant has immunity from any criminal charges. Notwithstanding, it appears to only apply by its express terms to an interview on December 1st, 2008. Certainly, the defendant is free to litigate the admissibility of the December 2008. Case law establishes that defendant's mistake of fact about its admissibility, saying Davis has provided no proof that, and we're going to hear in the next few days if Davis's legal team plans to appeal that decision to the state Supreme Court. Remember, going back to Cosby, it was the Pennsylvania Supreme Court who ultimately determined that his conviction should be vacated because he had entered into an immunity agreement. So we shall see what happens. But that's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time.
I'm about to do probably, I don't know, what we at? 128. Probably do 2 hours. See what they're talking about. See what this YouTube talking about. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna check this caliber. Kalibur. Y'all go check it out. I got a good channel.
If you didn't go to the ER after a car accident, you can still be owed a huge check. Seriously, I didn't go to the ER and still got paid $8. All I had to do. Most people think visible injuries and car damage are what determine you pay. Here's what I didn't understand at the time. After my accident, I honestly felt okay. A little shaken up, a little sore, but nothing that screamed emergent injuries are the ones I hadn't gone. Then a coworker told me about the accident.
My bad.
Gucci Mane kidnappers just pulled the dumbest move.
Told me about the accident.
My bad.
Gucci Mane kidnappers just pulled the dumbest move you can make in a kidnapping case. And Gucci Mane about to be laughing all the way to the bank.
Me, I'm a smart. I don't believe in none of that shit. All I believe in is don't tell the police. You need to see something they got me broken, and you don't need to see it. Ain't never told on nobody. What you talking about, broke ass, soft ass? You know, I buy my wife a $50,000 ring. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. A $50 million ring. Ain't even look at her feeling it.
Gucci Mane and 2 others were allegedly kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint.
We already thought it was stupid for them to rob Gucci on camera in 4K.
Let them know you dropping. I drop you. No, see it. Who tries to drop it 10-17?
These guys must love self-incriminating themselves. Exactly how much money Shiesty allegedly paid him to rob Gucci.
Through the recovered text message, he paid the guys $5,000 a piece to do the robbery.
And this is all the paperwork?
This is the paperwork.
Damn.
One of the dudes, the text message said $5K a piece for a $15 million hit. He was paying these dudes $5,000. It's on text. I just don't get it, man. It just, Blue Shiesty, listen to this. Listen very carefully right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're the first artist to get a bad music contract? However many more albums, look at Drake. He owed 3 more albums. Then go sign $1 billion deal with someone else. Seriously.
No, I mean, yeah.
Blue Shiesty could have just dropped whatever albums he owed Gucci.
When you saying that's in the paperwork, I mean, when you take chances on like robbing a bank or robbing somebody, or you might, you know what I'm saying? That's grand larceny. That's Fed time, right? So you might get an $80,000 lick, right? But what the hell is that? You gonna need lawyer fees. Your family gonna need you to eat. That money ain't nothing. So 5,000, if that's true, then that's fucked up.
Now, I like Shiesty music, but doing that to Guwap was a big mistake. The internet thinks Shiesty might have dropped a few hints on how he felt robbing Gucci on his new album.
First you said I was just talking about I need no hoe. Always been me. Y'all shut the crib. I did. So my turn. Yeah, you mean you supposed to put hoes on your back. You put your
Hey, what did you say, bro? Because we know you talking about Gucci, man.
People say Gucci could have did Shiesty way worse since he's the CEO of the label. If Gucci really wanted to be petty, he could have did this.
Gucci better than me. Because if I was Gucci, I would have put a verse on one of them goddamn songs. You got me stuck, then you gonna do me like that. Watch what I'm about to do to your album, nigga. I'm finna tell you. I'm finna
Shiesty did all that alleged robbing just to drop an album still signed under Gucci Mane label with all the money going straight to Gucci Mane. Nobody can say WAP ain't get the last laugh.
Oh, bro, checkmate. Gucci Mane is releasing a new Pooh Shiesty album this Friday. 17 songs, 5 features. This dude just pulled the ultimate reverse robbery, bro. He's getting his lick back. Pooh Shiesty's locked up for trying to rob Gucci. Gucci's
Still signed under Gucci Mane label, all Gucci Mane. Nobody can say WAP ain't get the last laugh.
Oh, bro, check. Gucci Mane is releasing a new Pooh Shiesty album this Friday. Features. This dude just pulled the ultimate reverse robbery, bro. He's getting his lick back. Pooh Shiesty's locked up for trying to rob Gucci. Gucci's albums and profiting off of Pooh Shiesty's name, bro. Like,
Not only did he keep Pooh Shiesty going to prison for this, bro, you now telling me that Gucci Mane is going to use the dude's music, still going to put his music out and profit on the music?
Most people, when they get out of federal prison, would say they
to see your accident, just give me 30 seconds. Here's exactly what to do. 1. Don't rush to handle the insurance company on your own. Their goal is to give you as little as possible and move on.
keep turning up.
Keep turning up.
Hell yeah.
So you ain't like getting discouraged or nothing about nothing with you. Just like, I'm feeling this show made me go way hard.
Hell yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's tough to be hard now, but I know what's going on. What's up? Who doing this shit, bro? You doing it on purpose, bro.
It's no surprise they saying members of the crew might be self-incriminating themselves. Because if you remember, Gucci told us years ago how the feds really play.
And once you've been in the feds, you get out, you understand the power of snitching because everybody snitches. Because that's why they got the conviction rate of 98%. Because everybody who goes to the feds, they really plead guilty or they tell. It's not like fighting trial and people beating you. Because they don't even take the case unless they got all the evidence. They're not just taking it. They're taking cases that they know they got you.
I'm seeing people mix this. The street guys say they disappointed.
I would never let.
So it's Gucci. I say man, because this name is Gucci Mane. I look up to this time. Who the f am I? Who am I now? Just call me Jay. Don't even call me J Mane no more. From now on, because Gucci snitch, my name is Jay.
Some people are saying they ain't mad at Gucci.
Because I didn't want to sign a contract or because I didn't want to eat this dumbass watch that I got insurance on anyway. Here. You got it, brother. You got it. You got it, bud. Great. You're tough. Good job. You're tough and you in jail. So
what we are seeing is a big difference between the street and the business world. Pooh Shiesty kept it street, Gucci Mane kept it business. And I feel like Gucci won in the end. But why do I say that? Because that paperwork is still that paperwork. Even when them boys came and whipped out that Draco and made them sign it, Gucci played it smart because a businessman knows that that signature don't mean nothing if it's signed under duress. Gucci even said it on his song. He said y'all robbed him and they have no success.
You went out like a real crash diamond. And after all that, boy, you still signed to me? I thought it was a business meeting, but it was a sale.
Now Gucci gonna be eating off Shiesty music while Shiesty about to be fighting his kidnapping case with a history of prior. It's gonna be hard to beat. I think Shiesty could have been a big star if he would have played his cards right. He had the potential to be on the same level as Gucci Mane one day. Bro had the streets on lock. He got the talent. He really was living when he was rapping. But the part that always messes us up every time is not knowing the business. Everybody know contract disputes come with the music industry. Shiesty ain't the only rapper who ain't like his contract. Like Vlad said, Drake ain't like his contract with UMG. So Drake dropped 3 albums back to back just to get out his deal. And now Drake is free to do what he want to do. So it was definitely another way that Shiesty could have went about it. But the streets gonna be the streets at the end of the day. Hopefully both of these brothers could grow from this and shake back. Because I think a lot of the fans want to see him and Gucci work things out. Even though I don't think Gucci's the type to forgive somebody for robbing him. We'll see.
Hey y'all, we just got through reacting to Caliber, Kalibur. Y'all go check the channel out. Big Bro got the good stuff. Damn. This is an old one from O'Shea Duke Jackson, but we're gonna check them out. Yeah, it's a crazy little video to see like.
This is insane. 1,500 watts. This thing goes up to 28 miles per hour. It even has suspension. I love it.
I never let that girl out there in Little Rock, Arkansas, out there spreading that ABC disease.
First, and I'm so excited to be your home. Now, guys, if you live in Arkansas, you might need to be careful.
It came early, and while the man was in there sitting there, just had a baby. The baby was a premature ICU unit. While he's sitting there, rubbing the baby, loving the baby, social worker walked in there and said, "Oh yeah, the baby got that thing, and sir, you need to be checked." He got checked at that thing, and they said he was positive. That thing. He had a whole nother baby and a slew of other lovers that she gave that thing to. And the baby, she wasn't treating her. She wasn't treating the baby. She didn't get no prenatal care. She got asking this shit out like it was a damn common code. She ain't got her real name. She got this whole other name over here. And
bullshit.
He going to court for what she done did to them.
Now, this lady, Alicia Williams, her real name is Kendra Wofford. And the reason why she picked the name Alicia Williams, she didn't want people to know that she is literally infecting folks with HIV all through Pulaski County, where Little Rock, Arkansas is at. Like, literally, you can see people in the comments roasting her for infecting not only the men, but her kids with HIV, not even getting treatment or none of that. And finally, they have locked her dusty ass up. She's going out here giving stuff like,
not the kid, you gave your kids HIV. That's crazy, bro. Like,
It don't matter. I'll see how easy it is for folks to spread HIV. This particular guy that you're about to listen to has infected over 200 people, according to his own words, with HIV. And this is what he always tells.
I gave about maybe over 200 people HIV. It don't matter because I gave it out to everybody. And I'll tell you how easy it is. Because
200 people, dog. You gave 200 people HIV. Bro. Come on, bro.
Come on now, dog.
got nothing, or I'll pull out.
I ain't got nothing. And look at people, like, they look clean. I mean, it don't look like no skin falling off their ass. Right? And she got all the diseases in one. When you'll turn and your stuff will be looking like a bag of Skittles. You better stop playing out here. Folks don't care about going to jail. They don't care about ruining your life. They will play God and they will burn your ass up. And not only you, they'll burn their own kids up. That's how dusty and down bad and evil folks gotta be. And again, I've seen videos of brothers out here who basically have an ex-girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend called him back, acting like she in love with you and all that. And then, you come over and she makes sure you get all, because you used to not wearing a condom. That's what you want. You go you get all the way in there until you come back out, boy, and your stuff be looking salami and you be mad. So make sure that you wear protection, especially with these bitches. Do not let them they ain't got nothing. Next story. The other day, I came across a very interesting Instagram page of this young lady who considers herself pro-black. The issue is she married a white guy. I've seen that before. But once I listen to her arguments,
trying to say that your world's all around white people because you want to be the token black person, or you don't. There's a reason why you specifically chose a white husband, and there's a specific reason why I chose that white man. He just so happened to be white, but it was his passion, his love for women, his love for kids, the fact that he had a job, the fact that he wanted to take care of me, the fact that he thinks I'm a god, the fact that he cooks, he cleans, he washes his ass, he can hold a conversation, he knows how to communicate, he's emotionally intelligent, he reads books, he cares about my opinion, he works out, he eats healthy. All of those things matter a lot more to me than the color of skin.
You guys hear the part where she says her white husband considers her a god, not a goddess, a god? Now, this lady says he cooks, cleans, provides, loves women, and he is healthy and works out. That's different because, like, we see her right here. Not saying anything bad about her, but I don't know if she does that. And it looks like one of the kids that she got is all the way black. So she had a kid by a black dude, and so the white husband came and adopted that kid too. So basically, this dude is doing whatever he can to take care of her, and it don't seem like he getting nothing out of it. But look at what she's teaching her kids.
5 things I teach my kids before they turn 5, so they can be feminists. 1, God is a woman. Okay, there's enough of us out here who say God is a man that some of us should be saying God is a woman, because everything's from women. Starts with women. That's another thing I teach them. 2, we all start off as women.
Not until we like 7 or 8 weeks do we even develop the mutation of a man. So we're all women. Some of us are just women.
This is some of the craziest feminist indoctrination I've ever seen. There's not very much I can say.
All I can say is
how can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So let's expect an unusual end.
Hey, I was about to rap the most scandalous Los Angeles.
Your state, when it's David Steve 377-407, anything we need to address before making jury? Okay, very good.
That's the jury.
And listening to the
In Memphis, Tennessee. Woo! And speaking of Memphis, outside
job, but this shit.
But the problem is that you got.
But this shit funny.
But the problem is that you gotta pay on time. Now, guys, we are in the city of Memphis. I want to tell you, brothers, before you go there and you decide to buy some Poontang, you better have your money ready. Just in case, I'm just saying. Because this lady, Courtney Jefferson, age 43, that beautiful
She
lady
40,
with all of those
43, nigga. God damn. Like, you 43 out here and you robbing folks, you played for that.
She's not playing her cheats. Now, the problem with her, she let some unidentified dude clap the cheeks without getting the money first. And she
$100, what? Like, bruh, I you know, and all that, but yeah, $600 for a box.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
We 2 hours in. I'm probably gonna give me something to eat. I might have to go to the store and come back, but I will. Like, subscribe, share, notification bell. Hey man, y'all get back at me.